Hey guys, welcome to another strap search. I have officially lost my mind. Normally I do $500 strap searches, and then I started doing some math, and I realized that I've done my first 20 videos were all $500 strap searches. And since then, I have learned all kinds of ways to get singles from banks and gotten a bunch of other banks to help cooperate with me, which means I'm going to be able to get more singles quicker. So instead of doing $500 searches, I'm going to be doing $1,000 searches. With that being said, like I said, my first 20 were $500 searches. My 21st was a $500 search. And if I'm going to be doing thousands afterwards, what I want to do is I want to get 500 to make up for film number 21. This is film number 22, so that's 1,000 there. And my next film would be this 1,000 here. However, my next project is going to be all on star notes, so I won't be doing any of the strap searches. Therefore, to keep everything equal, I've got 2,500 singles that I have gone through. Yes, I have officially lost my mind. Okay, so 2,500, I went through them. Let me get to what we got. Quite a bit, as you'd expect from going through that many singles. So I will get through them fairly quickly. Start off with a bunch of quads, quad zeros, quad fours, another quad fours. I like to give each one just a little bit of screen time, so if you guys see something, you can say something in the comments, or you can look them up yourself to see if they're actually worth what I think they are. Yeah, another quad fours, quad fives, quad sevens. Another quad sevens, that's definitely going back in circulation with those stains. Quad eights, and then I've got 5 nines, and it's also a trinary, 0, 4s, and 9s. But 5 of a kind, so I did get one of those. Now, once again, you're talking 2,500 bills. I found one 5 of a kind. That's part of the reason I do this, just to give you an idea of how much you have to go through to find a particular bill. Did find quite a few trinaries. This is all 0s, 2s, and 8s. 1s, 2s, and 5s. 0s, 5s, 8s. 2, 5, 8 on this one. 2s, 5s, and 6s. 7s, and 0s, 1s, and 7s on this. I know my thumb's blocking, but as you can see, got a lot in my hand. I don't want to drop them all. Another trinary here, 3s, 7s, and 9s. This is 4s, 2s, and 8s. 2s, 3s, and 7s. Almost a repeater there. One of the things about trinaries that people tend to like are when they consist of 1s, 0s, 6s, 8s, or 9s. If you have any combination of those letters, then you have a serial number that's flippable. You can read it in both directions. So I just wanted to put that out there. We'll be keeping a lookout for those. I'm actually going to go through mine and see if I've got any of those. Found a ton of star notes this time. I mean, a ton. 1, 2, 3. These are all from 2013. And like I said, my next video, I'm going to focus purely on star notes. I know I always pull the star notes. I always tell you guys, save your star notes. My next video is going to show you exactly why. But needless to say, ton of 2013 star notes. And I can go through, these are all just from New York. And we get the next section, low number, like to see that. Tons and tons of stars. Not all in the greatest of shape, so a lot of these will go back into circulation. This one's nice and crisp. When you get your notes, whenever you have a dog ear, you want to make sure to try to flatten those out a little bit. That way, if it is a bill worth keeping, you're at least getting a head start on getting it flat and crisp again. More star notes. I put these all in order, so these are all almost done with these. These are the K series. Here's the L series. Another crisp bill here. This one's pretty rough. And if I remember right, the very last star note that I had in this group I hate it when the stamp from the bank goes over the strap and actually gets on the bill. You see a lot of bills like that. So yeah, a ton of star notes. I didn't expect to find this many stars in 2,500. I think this was the bill. Well, nope. All right. Then we get to my older bills. Some of the older bills that I found. The 1999 series was the most prevalent of the older bills. I found 1, 2, this one's crisp. 3. This one I wanted to make sure to show because of this here. I've discussed this in other videos. This is dirt. This is not an error bill. I discussed some of that in the other bills. The smudges that I was referring to are called solvent smudges. The solvent literally it dissolves the ink from the plates so that they can clean the plates. And when they aren't cleaned properly, you'll get a solvent smudge. This is dirt. If it was a solvent smudge, you'd see all of this around the Federal Reserve numbers as well. Not the case, so I know that's just a dirty bill. More 1999s. Quite a few, so I was quite happy. Blue mark on this one. Another 99, just double checking the numbers there. I did put these in some type of order so I knew what was what. Still on the 99s. Still on the 99s. Crisp 99 with a smudge there. That's too bad because that's a really nice bill. I always keep all bills that are 1999 and older because they have been out there a while and probably shouldn't be in circulation. Here's a 1995. 1995. It's got the letters, so we know it's not a web note. Another 95. Pretty rough 95. 95J. Another 95. And a 1988A. This one is pretty crisp. Very crisp for an older bill. Did find a Where's George bill. There's all kinds of different stamps people use for Where's George. Some people handwrite it, some people put the stamps on. I am always fascinated when I get one of these. I run them right away just to see where they're from. And when I get a Where's George bill, I like to spend them in places where they're going to stay in circulation. You don't want to drop them off at a bank because then they'll probably get put back to the Federal Reserve where they will shred them. I like to spend them at fast food places because people tend to pay with 20s and need a lot of singles for change. So that keeps these circulated. We're using them for tips. That also help. Did get a couple birthday notes or anniversary notes. This one's older. It's 1891. It would be June 10th, 1891. Or it would be October 6th, 1891. I've got one that's June 9th of 1929, or what would that be? That would be September 6th, 1929. Now this bill I pulled, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I bought a couple error notes where the bills themselves were under-inked. And at first glance I thought this bill was just worn. And it may be the case. This may be just a worn bill, but the seals are still razor sharp. The numbers are still razor sharp, but the president and the background are very faded. It makes me think that it was an underprint, under-inking, but it could just be an old bill. So odds are it's an old bill. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And the last one that I found, this is probably green nail polish. I don't know why they would have that color green, but that color green is almost the same color as this. Made me think, is that kind of a smudge? Is that, kind of an ink smear? But no, that's most likely right here just nail polish. You can even see that there's a glint there. So that was the bunch that I pulled from my 2,500. I am very proud to have gotten through that in under 10 minutes because that gives me time to talk about this. This is a $10 bill from 1880. 1880. Right there. series of 1880. This is a legal tender note. I know it's a legal tender note without having to read the top where it says this note is a legal tender note. I know that because of the seal. The red seals designate a legal tender note. There were gold certificates, backed by gold obviously, silver certificates, backed by silver, legal tender notes, which were usually backed by bonds, and then there are Federal Reserve notes, Federal Reserve Bank notes. Federal Reserve Bank notes, each Federal Reserve Bank was responsible for backing that currency, and the Federal Reserve notes, which we use today, are backed by our government, which says that the notes are worth money, and they promise to pay it, and that's it. Anyway, this one is a legal tender, $10 1880 legal tender bill. Very nice bill to have. I'll show you the back. They were quite fond of putting in these open spaces just to make it so much easier to see the threads in the bill, the blue and the red threads, the anti-counterfeiting measures. Everybody always thinks that our money is paper. It's actually more cloth than paper. Here's the saying, for all debts, public and private. And just the amount of detail that goes into these bills is just so impressive. But the reason I have this bill, and the reason I wanted this bill so bad, is not because it's an 1880 $10 bill. It's because this bill is known as the Jackass bill. Pardon my French, but a jackass is a donkey. And you may wonder why that is called the donkey bill. Well, this was the first time that they decided to use this eagle. And it's a really neat looking eagle. I mean, you can see its wings, you can see its tail. It's got its head cocked back, looking back as if it spots something that's following him and it's about to turn around and attack. It's a very neat eagle. However, that eagle has a slight malfunction. And that is when you take this bill and you rotate it 90 degrees, 180 degrees, I should say, and turn it upside down, it is no longer an eagle. It is a jackass. It is a donkey. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I didn't name the bills. That's the way that I discovered this bill. I saw a bill called a Jackass note, and I had to get it. If your eyes are not focused, there is the eye of the donkey's ears. You can see his white muzzle, his neck, and his mane. That would be the Jackass bill, the $10 1880 Jackass note. So that's what I've got for you guys this week. Thank you for sticking with me this long. I appreciate it. Tell your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. Make sure to hit that like button. And I will keep up the work. I'll see you guys shortly after I post my future Star Note video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see ya.